Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Motorsport Manager. If you've been around the channel for very long, you might have actually seen that I've played this game quite a bit in the past. I actually went through a pretty lengthy set of playlists for the career itself. Um, but I've seen that it's getting a little bit of a resurgence on YouTube. I've seen a few creators have this featured on their channels. So, like, you know what? I'd like to give it a try again too, and kind of get back into it and see if we can finish the whole thing. Because actually, we never actually finished it last time. In fact, if you see here, you can actually see my continuation for the game here, where we would be continuing as Windsor Racing, which we started the career as Broyar Racing, and then we got a little bit I guess ahead of ourselves maybe on kind of which rank we were going to go for, and we actually got kicked off our own team, and then we got control of Windsor Racing, and then it really looked like we were going to be dominating from that point forward. Honestly, we won the first race like just nobody even close, if I remember correctly. But honestly, it just didn't feel the same. It just didn't feel like my team, didn't feel like anything. So I thought about going back to this, finishing it up, but it's just been a while. And so, you know what? Maybe I should just start a new one. And then I noticed that they have these new challenges over here. And the challenges, this is, I say new, I mean, relatively new since I started from way back when. But I think it's actually been, this DLC's been out for a little bit. And they have two different challenges here for the career. They have the Underdog Challenge and the Top Manager Challenge. And both of these challenges are effectively what we did with Broyar Racing. There are start as basically a very low ranked team. In this case, you're starting as literally the bottom ranked team. And this one, I think you're starting as the 8th ranked team out of 10. So only two above the Predator Racing here. And get to the very, very end and win the driver and team championship in the same year. And that is basically what we were trying to do with Broyar Racing back in the day. And so I thought, you know, let's go ahead. Wait, maybe we should jump in here and do one of these. I don't know if there's really a major difference because the difference in placements I actually looked up, not significant enough to make a difference between these two. But the one thing about this one up here, the first one, Underdog Challenge, is that it does say that you cannot leave the team. So if we get kicked off the team, the play is over, and which is kind of how I feel anyway. If I get kicked off the team I start with, I kind of feel like my run through is over anyway. So I think we're going to start with this one, the Underdog Challenge. And again, this is kind of like we're redoing everything that we did before. One thing I will point out though before I jump into this is, let me go back to here. I decided that I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. I decided to put the race strategy difficulty on realistic, which is going to make the AI less prone to mistakes. And then I bumped the AI driver difficulty to hard. What this means is that I have a feeling we're going to be in some of the lower rankings a little bit longer to really, truly establish ourselves as a good team with a good foundation before we get to some of the higher rankings, which actually might work out to our benefit. Because I think one of the reasons we ended up losing in that last playthrough is that, I say losing, we lost our team in the last playthrough. And the reason we did that, I believe, is because we kind of got ahead of ourselves. We got up to the highest level relatively okay, and then we just didn't have, you know, the HQ and all the other stuff to support us there, and we just really couldn't hold on to kind of where we were at. So I'm going to bump it up to hard. I'm going to bump it to realistic because, quite frankly, if we get out of the bottom thing with these difficulty settings, I'm going to feel pretty good about that. And especially if we win the whole thing, that's going to feel pretty awesome. So, yes, we're going to do that. We're going to come back over here, and we're going to come back over here to challenges. We're going to go and we're going to pick up the Predator Racing Team Challenge. Cannot leave the team. We have to win both the driver and the team championship in the same year at the very end. I don't know how long this is going to take. This might be kind of a lengthy playthrough. Hopefully I can kind of stick with it better than I did last time. I think last time I had a lot of gaps between some of the seasons, which really stretched out. It stretched out over probably a couple years, actually, I think. I'm really hoping to stick with it a little bit better this time. And hopefully you guys stick with me. So let's get this going. We're going to keep it on medium laps. I think that's what I did last time. I can't remember, actually, but we're going to go ahead and do it on this one. I don't need to start my career with tutorials, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go ahead and put our name in here. And I mean, I'll put the right month and day, but I'm not going to put the year because I don't think it's really that important. Let's go find us. We're going to North America. We're going to be in the United States. That's where we're from. We want to be X driver, which gives us more driver feedback and driver stat improved rate increase. We can be an X engineer, which I think I did last time because I'm actually not really an engineer, but I'm a software engineer in real life. So I kind of felt it fit that motive. Financial might be pretty useful. I mean, it's kind of boring, but just getting a flat 5% pay deduction the whole time. I'm not really a huge fan of the political one here, to be honest. I don't really. I mean, the voting powers can come in handy at times because there's occasionally a vote that you really just want to take advantage of. But I just, it's not a part of the game that I really care about too much. I'm definitely not going to do unknown. I think that'd be way too hard. Um, so I kind of think I might do X driver this time. I think that'd be just a slightly different change of pace, something different. I think we're okay with the way we look. Everything looks good. Oh, let's go ahead and give us some glasses, which is actually kind of funny because when I first started playing this game, I didn't have glasses like way back in the day, and now I do. So we'll go ahead and give ourselves some glasses here. Those look probably the closest to what I'm wearing, maybe. Sort of. We'll go with that. Let's get in here. And obviously, these other two are locked. We do have to pick single-seater series, and we do have to pick European racing series, which is perfectly fine. That's what I want to start with. If we get through this pretty quickly, and there's a lot of people that end up liking this playthrough, we might actually do some of the other series as well, like the GT series and the endurance series. That would be kind of fun. We do have to pick Predator Racing. They are by far dead last in everything except apparently Pit Crew. They have a terrible budget. I mean, this first season is going to be so sad and probably pretty boring. I'm going to try and speed through it pretty quickly. I'm actually probably going to do at least 2 races per video, so it might be a little bit of a lengthy videos, but I want to kind of get through this first season at least pretty quickly and see how it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I really like this game. This is just a fun game, and I don't know why. I hope they actually come up with another version of this. I haven't actually looked to see if they are, but I really like this game quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. So we got a race in 16 days. Got a few things that we need to check out. We got a sponsor over here that we can pick. We got some pit crew stuff going on, and of course we got the mail. Let's check the mail first. Welcome to the racing group. I get on really well with William Evans. Good stuff. I think this is one of our drivers, Ina Santa Ana. And then just a few like little bits and bobs. Nothing really special here. Projected end of season position for Santa Ana is 19th, and for Evans is 20th. We have the worst drivers in the entire thing. We might have to try and fix that. I think for this first season, we have to go 10th place here. I'm going to try and play it safe. We cannot get kicked off this team. That is critical. And so I'm going to always be playing it a little bit safer. It's going to slow us down a little bit because sometimes being a little bit aggressive does give us that opportunity to get a little bit more money. But getting kicked off the team is just never a good thing. So we're going to go 10th place here. Wait, what does that say? 1.54 million per race? Huh. Usually, is that different? Is that a change, or is that just part of this challenge or something? Because usually they just give you the lump sum at the beginning of the season. Here, they're actually giving you an amount per race. That feels like that's a little bit different. And then we got just pit crew stuff, which we can deal with. Got it. Let's go ahead and check out our pit crew real quick. I don't know if we just don't have the money to hire anybody else, and it's not like a pit crew is going to help us win or anything like that. We're literally kind of setting ourselves up for losing. Let's just go with the basic pit crew we can have, save as much money as we can in this first season, and really get through it as best we can. I mean, I'm still going to try and swap these around to give me at least a fighting chance. It looks like we do not need a refueler in this. That must be one of the rules or something. Let's see. Let's check real quick. Where are the rules? Is it here? Current rules. Short practice session, that's fine. 27 laps on average, 40-mile-per-hour pit lane, that's fine. Semi-sequential pit stops. Pit stops will happen semi-sequentially with refueling if active, and parts fixes happening simultaneously. This leads to average length pit stops, smaller crew. Okay, that's fine. Standard merit payments. There's a small difference in prize money awarded to the top and bottom teams. Okay, points for all drivers get points, so that's good. Double points for the final race of the season. That's probably not going to be relevant to us. Bonus points for the fastest lap. Again, probably not that relative to us. Refueling using fuel tanks can last up to 40% of a race distance. This guarantees that teams need to make at least 2 pit stops. Okay, fair enough. Driver aids band, spec front. So we have spec front wings, spec rear wings. We'll get into that here in a little bit, in a minute. And if you haven't seen this game before, I'll try and go through some of the descriptions of some of the things that are going on. And we got standing start and stuff like that. So, okay, that's fine. I don't know why we don't have a refueler on our pit crew. Apparently, it's just not a thing that we need, which is fine. So in that case, we don't even have fixing or anything. Am I just, is it just we don't have them in place, or we literally don't need those? I guess we just don't need them right now. That's really, I'm too used to the highest level one where you need all this stuff. So it looks like we just need tires and then the front and rear jack. So our best rear jack is this guy. and he's just kind of mediocre on tires. So let's actually swap him and him. That actually gives us a better tires person and a better rear jack person. Our best front jack person is this guy, but this guy's a little bit better on tires. So 7 to 8 is not that big of a jump. 6 to 4 is a pretty big jump. So we'll leave that, and we'll leave these 6s here. I think that's going to be okay. Maybe these guys double up and do fixing as well, because it does have it highlighted here. That's possibly what's happening here. If that's the case, we do want to make sure we have good fixing, which is where it looks like we're okay on that, and then good fuel, and it looks like we're going to be okay on that. So, yeah, I think this is okay. We'll just go with these guys. Does it tell us? Let's see. Does it tell us how many races they have left? They have 12 races left, so we definitely want to renew their contracts if we like them before the end of the season. Which I don't know. Some of these we might keep, like these guys that are 11s. Maybe even all the way down to the 9s we might keep, just because it's going to be kind of hard to get some of the other guys anyway. Sponsors, let's go check out our sponsors real quick. We should be getting some other offers for some of these other ones later on, but I wanted to check this one real quick. We only have one offer here, $150,000 fixed per race. Fine, it's a thing. Our marketing is going to be in the gutter right now, so there's not much we can do about that. And then the other thing we want to check real quick, we want to check up here. We want to set a budget for next year's car. I want to make sure I don't forget to do this. We're going to go cheap, so it doesn't cost us much per race, because we're just, even improving next year's car is not going to help us that much. Really, our goal, I think, is to really set a really strong foundation. And what I mean by that is I want to get our headquarters as solid as it can be, as quickly as possible, so that it really helps us get the rest of the stuff going pretty well. So I'm not even going to worry about like how much we're making, all this stuff. And here's where we get the chairman payments per race. Again, that feels a little bit different than I'm used to, but that's all right. I think that maybe that's more realistic than getting a lump sum up front. Maybe that's just a change, or maybe that's just specific to this chairman. I actually don't know. And everything else I think is good here. So let's, nope, sorry, everything's not good here. We want to get into the car, and we want to go look at the stuff. We can't change the livery without paying $500,000, which we're obviously not going to do. We'll get a free livery change at the end of the season, so that's going to be fine. Here's where you can see the spec parts. We can't change or modify, or we can't improve or build new front wings or rear wings in this this bracket, because those are spec parts. Those are already done. So what we can do is we can come over here, and we can set up some parts to improve. Wow, we have some really bad parts. I mean, look at the performance of these brakes and engines and things like that. One of the most important things to do early on when you get into the early part of a season is always to fix the reliability of your parts pretty early on, especially reliability of parts that are crucial for the upcoming race. So we're going to go top speed, and it looks like we can only do one. I'm used to doing like so many more because I usually have a factory. We'll do that one because it's at 58. And we'll do acceleration. We'll do, these are both at 50. Actually, you know what? Let's do the acceleration first. They're both at 50. Let's get those going up a little bit. We got all of our stuff allocated to reliability. We will plug in a little bit of stuff for performance right away. I'm just going to plug in the brakes. They're just terrible. Although maybe it would be better to do like the engine and stuff. Actually, let's do the engine because it is crucial for this next race. Let's make sure we are sliding that all the way over to the right. 27 days after race, we definitely need some better stuff here. If we swap these two guys, will that change anything? It will not. Well, it's slightly better on the passive chief impact or chief mechanic impact if we swap them, but it's not so much that I think I'd rather just have that little passive over here, since we're going to be relying on passive over here anyway. Cool. I don't know if I'm even going to bother designing new parts right now, because I mean, here's the thing. If you get better parts, then the average top part, the part that you have at the top of each of these categories, rolls over to next season. Is kind of effectively how it works. And so we might want to design one of each of these parts. It's not going to be cheap. But again, I want to focus on headquarters, but we got to at least still try a little bit. So I'll think about the part thing as we continue on a little bit, but I definitely want to get some headquarters stuff going on. So let's go ahead and continue. We're going to get things rolling here pretty quickly. Apologies, I'm already 14 minutes into the video, and I've done a lot of description and explaining. It's going to be a bit of a long video if I do still do 2 races this video, but we'll get through it if we can. Rich is retiring at the end of the season. Fan reaction to my appointment. They're going to give me the benefit of the doubt. I appreciate that. And we'll accept the interview here. Why not? You certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points at all this season? I'm quietly confident, which does give us a little bit more morale from our drivers, which is pretty good. Santa Ana is seen by the fans as your top driver. Do you agree with that, or would you say that William Evans is better? No, she's definitely better. Now, that does lower his morale, but it puts her up pretty high, and she is our better driver. So that's an honest statement. In the Central Sports Network season preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 10th in the team's championship. Is that accurate, or do you think that you can do any better? That seems fair, but I'm hoping that we're going to surprise you. Doesn't seem to change anything. That's okay. We all remember your time as a fan favorite racer a few years back, but will you be able to transfer your skills to the management game? I know the ins and outs of what racing driver needs to make a great car, so I'm sure I will be fine. And that does give us a little bit more of a boost for morale as well. Cool. Nothing to increase marketability, but that is okay. Let's keep going with this. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster now that we've kind of established where we're at, what we're doing, what the plan is. But again, this first episode is probably going to be a little bit long. It's our establishing episode, so it's all right, I think. Some stuff about Black Sea. Again, we don't really care about these reports. We might care, obviously, more once we get to where we're relevant. But right now, we're just not going to be relevant enough to care. We do care about the sponsors, though. Sponsors are a big deal. I mean, there's nothing we can choose here, so we're just going to have to take the one that we have. Actually, no, wait a minute. I think I derped because if we'd waited, I think we would have gotten a couple more offers for this one. I was thinking we only got one offer just because we're a low-ranked team with a low, sponsor appeal. I think we still do get a couple offers if I wait a little bit longer. Let's at least wait until we get to the race itself. So I think we will go ahead and take these. Especially if any of these give us anything. See, none of these are going to be anything we're going to be able to go for. This one doesn't even give us an upfront payment. You know what? I'm not even going to bother taking either of those. I'm going to wait and see if anything comes up better because it just doesn't feel like that's going to be worthwhile to us. So we'll go in without those extra sponsors. That's going to be fine. If we can get 16th or above, we get a couple $100,000 extra bucks. That would be pretty awesome. And part fitting, it really doesn't matter here. We've put a bunch of time into the gearbox. We at least got those up. We still have the pretty weak engines, so we're going to have to be very careful with how much we push our engines. But at least our gearboxes are a little bit better. Maybe I should have started with the engines because they do take longer to repair. But I think the gearboxes take the second closest, amount of time to repair. Honestly, I don't think there's any reason to change anything here. They're basically identical parts. So we'll just go ahead and go to that and race. Looks like there might be some rain. I think I caught that rain symbol right as I was hitting continue. You have to, small apologies. I don't have any of the music turned on. For whatever reason, Motorsport Manager gets flagged on YouTube. It seems like almost no matter how quiet I get the music, it gets flagged on YouTube for reasons. So I just turn the music off. We'll just have to deal with race sounds and all that kind of stuff and leave the music out of it, which is kind of a shame. The music's kind of, I don't know. I like the music. It kind of adds to it, but it's okay. We're going to go with Santa Ana. We're actually going to use this backup driver here because she's got a little bit better feedback. And let's go ahead and change our setups here. If you haven't seen any of this stuff, basically what we're trying to do now is we're trying to get our cars tuned in for each of the cars. Each car is slightly different. We're trying to get them tuned in for this racetrack. The mechanic is telling us that the tune-in spot is somewhere within these ranges, and then we'll kind of have to go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of put these smack dab in the middle of these ranges, to be honest, as best as I can. And because that's going to help us kind of be able to go one way or the other, and kind of go from there. Usually works out pretty well. I think we're just going to go with soft tires. Get the stuff for that. And because I think we're just probably going to use soft tires. I don't know if we're even going to really try and push it with anything else in this particular race, especially. Effectively, the front and rear wing angles affect their downforce. Those are the only thing I think that affects your downforce. They also affect your handling and speed balance slightly, as well as these other things do as well. As you can see as I'm moving the sliders around. Usually it's pretty good to get your downforce locked in because once you do that, the rest of these don't change those. But we'll work on it as we get there. All right, we are going to take practice. I mean, again, if I don't care, why am I taking practice? But maybe I shouldn't bother. Because again, I could probably speed through this a little bit quicker if I just didn't bother taking the practice. We are going to go continue. We are going to focus on our, I guess, just race trim initially. That's fine. There's no qualifying trim. What am I saying? I'm still used to the top level, the other one that you have to do the qualifying trim. Tire choice is fine, and then we'll send you out as well. I'll do the practice this time just to show what happens. But I think in the long run, I'm going to go ahead and go 2D because when you're going that fast, it kind of gets a little bit crazy. But I think in the long run, actually, sorry, I need to bring these in right away. In the long run, we're going to want to just simulate that for just to breeze through this first season pretty quickly. All right, so we got a 74%. That's actually not terrible. And really, the best thing we can do here is just kind of now we know a starting spot, and this next one's going to give us a good. Okay, which direction are we going? So, good is going to be decent chunk one way or the other. The handling, since it's poor, it's going to be pretty sizable, and then speed balance, a decent sized chunk as well. So we'll go with something like that, and then it'll either get better or it'll get worse, and we'll figure that out pretty quickly. I don't think you were quite as good, were you? Oh, actually, you're a little bit better. Never mind. So we got an okay on downforce. So downforce is going to be relatively close. Handling is way off. We're actually going to put it way up here, right on the edge of that, see how that works. And I think the speed balance looks pretty good. We'll go with that. Send them both out. As soon as we get the option, we'll go ahead and bring them both in. There's really no reason to let them run an actual lap early on. The practice is just get out there, stretch your tires a little bit, see how they feel, wiggle the steering wheel a little bit, see how it feels going around this stuff. I don't know what they do. But essentially it's just get a feel for the car and see what you like and what you don't like. All right, so what we can say is we can see where it was before. We went from okay to good on the downforce. So we're actually getting better. So we do know the downforce is headed in the right direction. So we're going to keep going down that way a little bit more. Although we did actually get excellent on the handling. So we want to make sure that we keep the handling kind of locked in here. I'm going to get pretty close, and then I'm going to see if I can adjust it with like either tire pressure or the camber. Probably a combination of the two, get it locked on there. And then we went from good to only to okay on the speed balance. So good is there, okay is then the gray line is at. So we definitely want to go back the other direction on the speed balance. So if that was good, I'm going to probably go a little bit more, something like that. That might be too far, but we'll try it. We got to lock this back in again. Something like that should work pretty good. So we'll go out with that and send you out. Oh, she got 2 excellents. Perfect. That is awesome. Again, maybe it doesn't matter that much because we're going to lose anyway. But, it's good practice. Just get this locked in. So we went from good to poor on the downforce. So we went the wrong direction on the downforce. So we got to go way back up the other way. Let's do a combo of the two, actually. And then we need to lock the handling and the speed balance back right in line. Perfect. That should be good. And here we go. Send them back out again. As soon as we can, we'll bring them right back in again. Probably should be using inners because of the weather, but I honestly don't care because I don't think I saw it was going to rain on race day. So I'm actually just going to run the regular tires for now and see if that will get us a little bit of knowledge for the race tires. Again, we're probably going to lose no matter what we do, but let's try. I mean, if we get 16th place, we get a couple $100,000. So we did get great, excellent, great. We could easily run the race with this. This is a really good setup, but we got some time. Let's see if we can get locked in even more. We went from okay to good to great. So downforce, if we can sneak that up just a smidge more, we might be getting close to that excellent on that one as well. We went from good to okay up to great. So speed balance, probably just a smidge more that way. And yeah, let's see if that, something like that gets us where we want to be. Might squeeze the downforce just a smidge more. Something like that. And you're going to go out, send you out. You actually, did you get 2 excellents too? Did I see that? Yeah, 97%. Pretty good. Again, we could run the race very easily with this right here, but let's try for it. Good, okay, great. Smidge more downforce, not much. And we've got to make sure we keep the speed balance and the handling locked in. Looks like the rain is stopping, so I'm pretty happy that we're still on softs. It never really got that wet. Truth be told, the it's probably a little wetter than we could run on these tires, but the inners are actually only good when it gets to about quarter wet anyway. And so, wow, we actually messed something up big time here. The inners only good for about quarter wet anyway. It barely got to the quarter wet, so I think we were actually going to be okay. So it does not look like we moved the handling at all, but somehow we did just enough that it actually removed it from the excellent spot. So we're going to lock this one back in and went from great to great on the speed balance. It's possible the excellent is somewhere in the middle. It's going to be kind of hard to get somewhere in the middle there. We'll try that. It's possible. I don't know. Maybe different. And the speed balance, how are we going to do this? Speed balance is not going to be easy to lock in. Speed balance, I meant handling. Need to go something like that. This is actually pretty hard. We went from okay, good to great to good. So we do need to get the downforce back to where it was. We may have to just settle for that 96 on this one. Yeah, I think we're just going to settle for the 96. It's going to be kind of hard to lock this in. It's definitely possible, but I really don't really care to waste too much time on it. Over here, looks like we got a little bit worse as well. You know what? We're just going to lock in the 97. I'm going to be pretty happy with that. Pretty solid. Usually I can get it 98, 99 sometimes, but I don't think it's super critical here. And we're actually just going to let him run out the race lap, see if we can get some knowledge here, get a little bit of a boost to our stuff. Once we finish this lap, you're going to see that we're probably going to be at the bottom of the times. Although, actually, we might jump up a little bit because we are still on softs and everybody else. A lot of their laps are on inners. Yeah, for temporarily, Santa Ana is 15th. Oh, it actually is going to start raining here right at the end, but I don't think it's anything we need to worry about. Are we going to be able to get the second level of race trim? Yes, we are. Perfect. That'll help a little bit. I usually run the race trim more often than the tired stuff because a lot of times you change tires, but the race trim is just what you're going to run the entire race. So, all right. So the best lap we got was 15th spot, but that's just because everybody else was on inners. So, don't read too much into that. If we can get 16th or above, though, a couple $100,000 does go a long ways this early in the game. All right, we are going to grab race trim and we'll take the engine expert because we definitely want to help our engine not get worn down by the higher levels. Sweeter green spots. Oh, qualifying. Yeah, who cares about that? So we'll just take the race trim and the soft tires on this one. Car setup, we are going to go ahead and stick with the ones we've got. That's going to be pretty good, actually. Actually, let's go in here, though. We need to change the tires and stuff. Tire choice, usually you want to start off on the softest ones. A lot of times, because there's not any traction or grip, anything on the track yet. It's usually pretty good to start off on the soft ones. But it does mean you have to come in sooner, so kind of have to keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and go out with the softs for now. Or I say softs, it's super soft, sorry. Softs are the yellow ones. With that in mind, though, we're only going to get like 7 to 9 laps out of it. So we probably will drop this down to like 9 laps of fuel. Save us a little bit of weight. It's not a ton, but it's something we're going to have to pit anyway. So I think that will work for us on that one. And we'll do the same here. How much do you get? You actually can only get 68. You're even worse on the tires than she is. So we'll go down to the 8 and assume that he's going to have to pit first. We'll probably bring him in around lap 7, bring her in around lap 8, and go with that. We will go ahead and go attack overtake. I mean, it's usually pretty good to start the races with a little bit of attack overtake. But we're going to probably have to drop down pretty quickly because we do have engines that are not very happy right now. Let's go back to the 3D mode. Hopefully my head is in the right spot. I put it here because I knew it was only going to cover up the speed changes here, which I'm going to go ahead and go up to 4x. Everything else looks like should be relatively safe. I guess we're covering up a little bit of Evan's form over there, but it's not like it's going to get that exciting right now anyway. All right, so we're covering up around to our first lap. Once we get past the first lap, I'm going to go ahead and drop down their stuff because I really don't feel like we need to push it too much. We'll go down to orange. We'll do this for a couple laps, and a little bit less wear and tear on our engines, a little bit less wear and tear on our tires, and we'll see if this works for a couple laps. If we play it smart, we won't have to repair the engine, but there's a decent chance that we will. Our tires are starting to get a little bit warm. They're going to be okay for a bit. Evan started off first place, dropping down pretty quickly. Not a surprise whatsoever. All right, I think we definitely need to drop the tires down. And we're actually going to drop you down to medium. For her, the higher engine speed, like we said, does not affect her her condition. So we can leave her pushing a little bit more. And I think that's going to be just fine. He's still in 13th place. I'm surprised he's holding on. I don't think it's going to last very long, but it's kind of cool to see. Like I said, we'll have to bring him in a lap early. We don't want to stack up the drivers in the pits. It's going to slow the whole thing down a little bit. Tires are wearing down to 30%. Should be able to get at least one more lap out of him. It's starting to get red. We can go a little bit longer on the red. It's without losing too much. Not too far, though. I think we're actually going to have to pit him here. We'll go ahead and pit. We are going to go ahead and go back to the softs. Get that rolling. See if we can get the rest of the race out of it. Oh, actually, we might not be able to. It's going to be close. We're really going to have to play it careful on the softs. It says, look, we can only go up to 12 laps. Can we go one more lap on this? It says estimated one more lap. You know what? We're going to go one more lap on this. And then we're going to pit him in. I mean, again, we're probably not going to get a chance to get, very high, but we definitely want to have a chance if we have to pit 3 times. So we're going to drop you. You got 2 laps left. He's at 1 lap left. We're going to drop you down to yellow just to make sure you have plenty of fuel. We're past the pit lane. We can go and schedule our pit now, which, we have no laps left on that, which is fine. We'll go and get the rest of this lap, and we'll go ahead and go over to the softs. Might time out better now. And we're going to have 23 laps left. It's going to be close. We do need to fill this up. We're going to have to go careful on the fuel. Parts are actually looking okay. Engine's getting a little bit low, but not too bad. We'll just keep it balanced, and that's going to be okay. And Santa Ana, is obviously pretty low on her tires as well, but we'll get here and there soon. Oh, he's losing too much. I dropped it down too much. There is a range. I think the super softs, where the red gets punishing is a lot lower than some of the other tires. Like the softs, I forget the exact ratings, but there are different levels of how far you can push them on each different tires, I should say. And I think we pushed it too far on the super softs, which is fine. First race, whatever. We're going to fill it up. We definitely need to make sure we make the tire change. I almost forgot. Park condition, a little bit low on the brakes, but I think we're going to be okay. We'll go ahead and go in with a balanced. All right, since he's going to come out, I don't want to go past high because we don't have that much fuel. I will, in fact, I'm not even going to go past orange on this. We're just going to push a little bit for the 1 lap, but then we're going to drop it down pretty conservatively. Yeah, her tire got pretty low there. So we waited just probably 1 lap too long, which is what it is. I probably should have started on just the softs to begin with, to be honest, and just not even bother trying to get some stuff going. We just don't have the wear and whatnot to deal with it. Oh, I forgot to drop you down. We'll go neutral. We'll go try that for a little bit. I think you use 0.9 gallon. When you go on the yellow, it's like you can make it when it says like 10 laps and you were to go a lap on yellow, you would actually have like 9.1 laps left. I think it's like 90% fuel usage. So it's not a full, if it says 10 laps, it's not 100%, that you're going to go 10 laps. You can actually go a little bit further if you drop it down the yellow, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've actually looked up all the different bits and bobs. I think high is 110% usage. I think overtake is 130% usage, I think. Don't quote me on that. I will have to probably look it up sometime just to confirm what I'm saying. But I think it's approximately around that range. And then something with the tires. The tires you can wear down to a certain percentage even when they get red before they start losing performance. The harder the firmness, the lower you can wear them down. I just don't remember the awareness, levels. I'll probably look it up before the next video. It's good to know that kind of stuff. I'm assuming a good manager would know that kind of thing. So I don't think it's cheating to find out those numbers. We'll just keep it going here. Honestly, we got a little bit going. I'm going to go ahead and go back to 2D, push it up to 12x. Just let things kind of roll here for a few laps until we get closer. I could leave it in 3D, but I just feel like the 12x 3D, it's like a blur. Tires are getting a little cold. Actually going pretty low here. Can we drop you down to conserve? Because I really need to get these tires to stretch just a little bit further. Now these tires I think we can push a little bit lower, but still can't push them all the way down to 0 like we did for those last ones. We may still have to get an extra whole entire pit no matter what we do. I'd like to see if you can get on lap 18, finish lap 18 before I pit you in, buddy. Yeah, Yeah, your tires are really cold. This is lap 18, but I think this is lap 18 of the leaders. I don't think we're actually on lap 18. So can we make it one more lap? I get it. Your tires are underheated, but I'm trying to let them last. Okay, we'll go ahead and pit. When they're that low, they definitely are degrading pretty fast as well. So you got to keep them somewhere in the middle. We'll go here. Fuel options. We'll fill up. Park conditions. Can we make it? It is going to be close. I think we can, but it is definitely going to be tight. All right, I think we can push you a little bit more. But we're actually going to go up to push because I think we can actually make one more lap even on push with you. All right, so you're in the pit lane. In fact, you got plenty of fuel. We're going to go and go up to high as well. Go ahead and schedule your pit though. Switch you over to softs. Oh, forgot the fuel options. Fill up. Only 11 laps remaining. I'll go ahead and do 12. It's not that much of a difference. Oh, we may have to fix the brakes here. 10 seconds. I think we do have to fix that one. That one is really low. Sometimes I like to push it. You know what? Let's push it. What? We're going to lose 10 seconds if it breaks probably or more, but let's push it. I mean, we're definitely going to lose 10 seconds if I try and fix it. So we'll go with the risky option in this case versus the known negative option. Let's go ahead and push you up to neutral. We'll leave you on, actually we can push you up to high because it looks like you're going to have some excess fuel. Put you on neutral as well. Leave you on high. Maybe it looks like we're going to finish exactly where they expect us to. Unless somebody crashes out or something like that, which I don't think will happen. No rain or anything like that. So we'll just kind of push it here. Okay, you're done with excess fuel. We'll drop you back down to medium. Looks like you are having some condition issues. Oh, your gearbox dropped down pretty quick in a hurry. Probably pushing it just a little too much there. I am going to ignore it because, I mean, what happens? He breaks down and we lose. I mean, that's going to happen no matter what we do. Obviously, in an actual race that you have a chance of winning, you would not do that. But we are going to keep pushing for now. I guess we need to drop you down to medium because even though you have excess fuel, your conditions are dropping pretty quickly now. You don't lose engine condition, but you definitely do lose some of your other conditions even when I push. And your tires are so cold. Is it really that cold out? Yeah, 59 degrees. So we're 18th and 19th. I mean, if somebody else crashed, we could almost flirt with 16th. We're only about 5 seconds behind right now, 4 seconds behind, something like that. But with these repair parts, the good thing is that everybody else is going to have issues with the repair parts as well. I got to drop you back down to conserve. I mean, I tried to get you some heat, buddy, but not much we could do. Oh, you are retired? Okay, too much repairs. I should have repaired. Actually, I wasn't going to repair you anyway. You were actually relatively close. But again, had I repaired, we would have been last place. By not repairing, we're in last place. It literally made no difference whatsoever. I think it slightly increases how much time we have to repair the car between races, but you know, there's a chance that we could have made it, you know, the entire rest of the race, and who knows what could have happened. We might not get points because we retired. That might be the one negative there. Okay, yeah, let's go. There we go. Cool. All right. Well, that's that. Let's go ahead and breeze through this. We're already at 38 minutes on the episode. Apologize for the lengthy episode, but I kind of just wanted to at least get a couple races in this first episode as well as some of the intro stuff. We will skip the practice on this next race, speed things up a little bit, and really just kind of get through the race. Really, this first season is just about the in between bits, not so much the actual races themselves. We might sneak out a 16th place finish at some point, but it's kind of unlikely. One thing I did forget to do is I would like to start scouting a few people because eventually we're going to want some better race car racers, I should say, some better drivers. So we'll probably set that up here in a second. All right, mail things is what they are. 48 hours to fix. That's actually about as bad as it was going to be anyway. We'll go ahead and accept the interview real quick. Santana was furious after the race, claiming that you let her tires run down totally and she was begging to make a final pit stop. Um, I'll apologize to her and her loyal fans. It does lower the happiness of the chairman a little bit, but I know what you're gonna do. Let's go to not staff. Oh yeah, I want to go. I do want to scout, but not there. I want to scout over here. Let's go. So we're gonna look at single seater series. It's a mouthful. Drivers. Let's view. Let's view ones that have. Any of these have contracts already? I don't think any of the like regens are here. Oh, here's a few. Not regens, but people that don't have um, teams right now. So we'll go ahead and grab them real quick. And then we might work our way through some of the people that are about to end in 2016. It's unlikely that we'll go for a driver, but it's worth at least looking at. Let's check the mistake percentages here. Everybody's looking like they're pretty fit at the moment, so this should be good for the next race. Oh, I do need to. Okay, car repairs are finished. I do need to swap over to start fixing a different part because our these things are up to 70%. So that's actually pretty good. Next race would be acceleration and medium speed corners. So the gearbox is okay. Let's work on the suspension. Oh, actually, the suspension is pretty good as well. Never mind. Let's work on the engines, please. Obviously, brakes need to be done as well, but brakes take a lot less time to fix if we do have to fix them mid-race. All right, can we, we're at 68 and 67. I might go ahead and swap in the brakes now. See if we can get a little bit of stuff on them before time. We are getting a few more sponsors, it looks like. We'll see about setting those up here in a moment. So we got 2 offers available. Does it go up to 3? Am I misremembering that? I'll let it go all the way up to the race time, and then we'll see. That 750,000 one is pretty appealing, actually. It's going to be some pretty good money for us. Wow, it's a long time till our next race. Let's check our car thing real quick. How are we looking on the parts? 67, 63. We'll let that finish probably until the race. That's going to be fine. Yes, I would love to get a telemetry center. I'd love to get all the things in the headquarters. All right, so we did get some more sponsors, it looks like. We're up to 2, 2, and 2. Let's see what we got available. Since none of these, we're not going to get either of these. We definitely want the one that gives us that upfront payment. That is going to be what's best for us right now. Same here. If we can get one that's got upfront payment, 100,000 bucks. Whoop-de-doo, but it's at least something. So we'll grab that one. And then over here, $1 million upfront payment. Or, so this one doesn't have to get a certain rank or a certain position. This one's worth just shy of 3.5 million. So it's what, 3.15? And this one's worth 1 million. So this one's worth more. It's a longer set, but it is ultimately we're going to be worth more to us. We don't get it all up front, but it is going to be better for us in the long run. All right, we're going to keep going with the 16th or above. I mean, we weren't that far off. A couple more people messed up. We might have been able to actually make it. We'll leave the parts the way they are. I don't think anything's going to change there and make any difference there. We'll see if we can breeze through this next race pretty quickly. Like I said, we'll sim the practice session because I don't think it's going to be super critical. If we start flirting with that 16th place a little bit more, I might start really trying a little bit more, so to speak. But like I said, this first season is just to try and get it in the books, get some foundation set up, and go from there. Munich. We'll grab you 2 still, though. That's going to be okay. We'll leave that just the way it is. And we'll start practice, and we'll simulate session. Normally, I like to take the practice sessions. I enjoy the practice sessions myself. But I like figuring out all the different settings. But I just don't think it's important here. I mean, here we are. Look at that. 19th and 20th place. Exactly where we belong, with Santa Ana ahead, which is exactly what we would expect. All right. Looks like it is going to be at least a cloudy day, so no rain yet. All right, so I don't think it really matters here, right? Or oh, she actually lost some mechanic relationships, so she can't do that one. Same thing. Oh, yours was just qualifying anyway, so we'll go with those 2 then. That's perfectly fine. They actually got up to level 2. Good for them. Oh my goodness, look how bad it is. And that's why you don't simulate. We can use this one though, so it's at least they got at least get it up to 76%. But wow, the simulated stuff is so bad. Do we start off on softs? How many laps have we got? 29. We could probably make 10, 9 or 10 here, and then yeah, we can switch over. We'll start with softs here. I think that's gonna work out really well for us. I say that. I mean, we'll start with softs because we are gonna have to pit pretty quickly here. But it looks like we will be able to push it pretty quickly as well. We may have to pit in as early as lap 7. So, yeah. Let's put like 8 laps here and go for that. Yeah, at least at a 77% one. Downforce. Let's at least put the downforce in the green. We know, I mean, it's got to be at least better than what it is. Although that does put the excellent that stuff off. Never mind. We'll just use this one. It's whatever. Again, same thing. We'll do softs, fuel options. We will also put you down to a little bit less fuel. Put you down at. We'll put you at 8 as well. Driver strategy. Sure. We'll push it right out the gate. I mean, we're getting a little bit more reliability in our parts, so it might be all right. Once you get into the season, you actually start racing in reverse order of your placement. So that's part of the reason why we're like that. So it does start us off in the near the front of the back, but obviously we're going to drop down pretty quickly. I mean, we'll probably keep pushing pretty heavily here because we are going to have to. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to swap to inners here in a bit. One thing good about rainy days is that there's usually more crashes. So as long as we can keep control, there's a good chance that we could sneak into one of those 16th spots. Or 16th or higher spots, I mean. All right, let's drop you down to push. We're getting a little warm on the tires. I'll keep you going pretty hard on the gas, because why not? Oh, it's gonna get really wet. Burn through these tires as much as you can, guys. Got 4 laps left, and you're about at the 3-lap mark. When he's got about 2 laps left, we'll have to pit him in early. Are we gonna go straight to wets? Really? Hmm. Interesting. It's interesting we're holding on to second and third right now as well. All right, we'll go ahead and schedule his pit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna stay wet for very long. It's hard to say, but it at least is gonna get wet. Problem is, wet doesn't really kick in until halfway. I mean, man, I could go inners, but at that very top level, it's gonna be pretty bad. I'm gonna go inners with him, and by the time we get to her, we'll at least we'll know better what we can do. Nothing needs to be fixed. We'll go ahead and go balance. It's gonna be okay. Maybe a mistake. It's hard to see. I think it's coming back down again right after, so we may have like a lap or two of not so great performance, but then it might actually be better after that. Let's drop you down to high just to make sure you have at least one more lap left when you when you come down here. Oh no, it's gonna stay pretty wet. Well, worst case, we have to pit him in, and a second time just get him taken care of. All right, we'll pitch you in. We are gonna push you over to wets. It looks like. Can't tell what it's going to do after that yet. We do need to. I mean, eventually it's going to be good to get the like the weather station or whatever it's called to give you the better look at what happens. We don't need to push you high here. Go high and push right now. That's going to be okay. I think you have enough fuel to get all the way around, don't you? You should. A couple other people went out on inners, so there's that. We'll leave you on high and push as well. I mean, it's starting to get pretty wet. We want to be a little careful. It's actually going to stay wet for quite a while. Looks like we are going to have to bring Evans back in. Watch, as soon as I bring him in, it's going to start dropping down again. I think this is going to be a several pit stop run, just based on what it looks like. It is going to start dropping, but it's going to stay wet for several laps there. I mean, we could risk it with him. Just play it careful. Leave him out on the inners for just a little bit, but I mean, they're not going to be great by any stretch. I think he starts dropping, though, if we do that. All right, let's drop you down to like just neutral at medium. Just be careful. I don't know if I really want to. I don't know. It really depends on how fast you start dropping. Because it's going to come back again. It's going to come back and start getting dry again. He is the only one out on inners. So I bet he starts dropping pretty quickly here. Let's go look, actually watch him for a bit. I mean, he's got some guys passing him up. I mean, they might have passed him up anyway, but yeah, he's dropping down pretty fast. Problem is, as soon as I pit him, he's just going to have to go right back out again. Either choice is probably kind of bad. I mean, once it does start drying back up, he'll be on better tires than everybody else. He might gain up some of the ground that he lost, but probably not a lot. Not in dead last at the moment, which is interesting. It's gonna stay wet for quite a while. Definitely in a normal, like I got a chance race. You know, we would have wanted to pit him in or do something different there. It's getting a bit warm. Let's drop you down to neutral. Conditions pretty good. It's gonna start drying up here in a little bit. It's, it's funny he's not actually in dead last place, but it's probably just a matter of time here. Guess I could have run at 12x. She's holding on to 17th. I mean, if somebody crashes out, she has a chance. And it is actually going to completely dry up here in a little bit. So we'll leave him on inners, and then by the time he gets off his inners, we might be able to swap back to some softer tires. Okay, rain is starting to come off. Actually drying up pretty quickly. Once we do this next pit stop, we'll probably just run out the rest of the race at 12x speed. Because I don't think there'll be much more that we have to do after that. Let's drop you down to medium, because we do need you to stretch out just a little bit more. I guess we kind of need to pitch you now, don't we? Problem with that is by the time we're going to need to bring you out on some different tires. You know what? You're far enough behind. I don't think we'll get stacked up in the pits too badly. So we'll just run it as is. And we'll pitch you both. Actually, can you make it one more lap? You might be able to make it one more lap. Let's drop it down to low for just a second. We'll see. We will go ahead and schedule your pit now. Water's going to coming off pretty quickly here. We're going to go put you back on mediums. Fill up on the fuel. Oh, that's actually not going to be enough fuel to get all the way around to the last bit. We'll do what we can. We'll see if we can stretch it a little bit. It's also possible we get lapped and then we don't have to go as many laps. All right, we got enough fuel. We're good. Pump you back up to medium. We'll pitch you here in a second. Put you out on mediums as well. Fuel options, fill you up. 12 laps, 12 laps. That's going to be fine. Parts are looking good. It's actually tempting to pit her faster, but I think we'll be all right. We're going to leave you on yellow. We'll keep an eye on it. It's possible I have to put you down into conserve, but you might still actually be able to make it all the way around. We're one of the last people still on wets, but here we are pitting in now. All right, well, 19th and 20th, exactly where we're expected to be. There's a couple guys that still need to pit in because they're on the wrong tires anyway. So we'll see if we can settle in here. Maybe we can sneak in, 18, 17, something like that, get a couple extra points. She does have some excess fuel right now. Wow, they're still staying on their inners. I mean, I know it's a little bit wet, but it's not that wet. Let's go ahead and push it up to high with the engine stuff. See if we can make up a little bit of ground here. 10 laps remaining. So he's still going to be a little bit light on fuel, but I think he's going to be okay in the long run. They're still out on their inners. I'm impressed that they're able to stay out that long. All right, back to where we're okay on fuel now. It's possible we can make up a few seconds on some of these guys. 15 seconds, though, I don't know if we're going to make up that much. No, there's no way. So we're going to come right around, right as... We're going to go right on 17's tail. Almost caught up with them. Don't think we have what it takes to catch them, unfortunately. If we'd passed them, it would not have made that much difference because we still would have been off 16th, but would have been nice. All right, she's back to having excess fuel. Put her back up to pushing a little bit more. We are close to being lapped here in a minute, so that might save Evan's fuel situation. Can we hold on to 18th place? Oh, I said I was going to go into 12x. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. I don't think it's really going to matter that much. Speed things up a bit. I think Evans is going to have enough fuel. I think we left him on the neutral for long enough that he's going to be able to sneak it in there. Not that it matters. I mean, he's 20 place, 20 either way, so we could pit again and get in some more fuel, and it really makes no difference. But, just for the sake of just saying that we at least tried a little bit. Oh, we actually overtook somebody for 17th place. That's impressive. We are getting low on the tires, but we've only got a couple more laps here, so I think we're going to be okay. Can we push it right at the moment? She's got exactly, 2 laps left? I think he's going to have to go down to low. I don't think we're going to have enough fuel. I think you've got just enough. It's hard to say. Oh, she's up to... Why is she up to 14th place? Did some other people have to pit in for some tires or something? That is not expected. I need to turn off some of these slowdown parts because I don't need this many slowdowns. There's like a config setting or something like that we can change. It says she's low. I think if we leave her on yellow, I think she'll have just enough. I think he'll run out though. Oh, no, that was the... Oh, I think I got off by a lap, didn't I? Oh, no. Are we okay? Or did I get off by a lap? I can't remember. I was kind of trying to pay attention. I think we finished in time. We just barely ran out of fuel as we across the line. Did we actually hit 14th place? I didn't see what happened to see how we jumped up so much. So those other guys must have had to pit. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Several of these guys had to pit right there at the very end, which we didn't. Jumped us up to 13th place. Well, there you go. We actually did something good there with less pit stops. Yeah, Santa Ana, 13th place. That is awesome. Not expected by any stretch of the imagination. So the scrutineering thing is that when you build parts, you can actually build some parts that are technically illegal, um, and then if you get scrutineered and they catch you, then you lose some time on and some positions and stuff like that. I don't usually run anything that's illegal. I might create an illegal part at the very end of the season so that it carries over to the next season and it loses its illegal status, but it's a better performing part. That's one thing I sometimes do, but it's not something I'm going to worry about too much. So yeah, we actually got some money. I mean, I'm pretty happy about that. That's pretty awesome. Should make our guys a little happy, right? Maybe, yeah, a little bit more morale. Chairman, are you a little bit happier? Little bit happier. Not much market, actually no marketability change, unfortunately. But there we go. We made some money. Pretty happy about that. We'll check the HQ next time to see what the first thing we want to build is and how much money we need for that. But there's our save. 2 races in, about an hour long first episode, probably a little bit excessive. I apologize for that. If you've stuck around, I do appreciate it. Please let me know what you think about this playthrough, this series, and please give me a thumbs up if you do like this type of thing. We can continue to do some more of this. But yeah, I will go ahead and put a cut in there, and we will see you back next time. I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you join me again. Thank you, and goodbye.